So far in this episode, we have talked about how to manage money, how to save money, how to invest money, how to build assets. But we're going to talk about a very crucial part. How do we make the first money in the first place? Because in order to save, you need money. In order to invest, you need money. In order to build assets, you need money to put into the process. So before we talk about what to do with money, we need to first stop and think, how do we make the money in the first place? And that's where skill comes in. Your ability to get paid, your ability to earn money is connected to your ability to provide something a person or a business is willing to pay for. And there are different ways to earn and develop that ability. Some start with going to school. You go to school, you get educated, you earn a qualification, you develop knowledge, and you can use that qualification to get a job or a profession. But here is the important part. The certification you get from school is not money. It is the impact or the value you create from what you have learned from the educational system that creates income. And that's why you shouldn't think that going to school is the only way to make a living or increase your income. You can also learn skill outside the traditional educational system. You can learn coding, you can learn photography, videography, video editing, you can learn typewriting, copywriting, and many more. Learn something valuable, become good at it, solve problems, and get paid for the value you create. And here is where a lot of people get it wrong. They spend their years chasing money instead of becoming valuable enough for somebody to pay them. They want the income without developing the ability to produce that income. But you see, money is usually the reward for value. The more value you create, the more money you make. I'm not saying you will become rich overnight. What I'm trying to say is, first, take your time to develop a skill. Because remember what we'll be talking about throughout the series. First of all, you need to make money. Then you need to manage the money you have made. Then you grow the money you have made. Then you protect what you have grown while building wealth. And if you are finding it very difficult to invest, you are facing challenges with investing, with savings and all these other things, maybe your next financial move is not to invest in another prospect or invest in another asset. Maybe it's time to focus on yourself. Maybe it's time to learn a skill, increase your ability, improve your knowledge, in turn increasing your income. And take the increased income and put the financial principle we've been discussing throughout this series into action. Now we know where money comes from. We need to learn a skill, we need to create value in order to make money. But making money is just the beginning of the journey. Because after you spend years building and creating wealth, what if something comes and threatens everything you have been building? That's what we'll talk about in the next episode. Protecting your assets. Always remember, God does it better and you can do better too.